And we are live. That was interesting. I hit to go live like 4 or 5 times and it wasn't doing it. And then out of nowhere, it's like, hey, your ass is now live. So here we are. And we're about to start the Dispatchers Roundtable, round 10. But of course, as always, a word from our sponsors.
InDigital is on a mission to improve the 911 industry. Our goal is to create something better to go above and beyond the current standards. Our passion for creating the most advanced, well-designed solutions led to our position as an industry leader in next-gen core services. For the millions of calls processed over our emergency IP networks, to our Text for 911 solution, Texty, to our disaster recovery and backup solution, Mevo, it's easy to see we love what we do. For more information, check us out at www.indigital.net.
Rapid Deploy believes that every public safety agency, regardless of size, should have access to the data they need when it matters most. That's why since 2016, our mission has been to reduce emergency response times and improve public safety. We are the industry's only integrated emergency response platform. Our web-based cloud platform includes analytics, mapping, dispatch, and mobile apps, purpose-built for 911 in the 21st century. Visit www.rapiddeploy.com to learn how we enable effective, efficient, data-driven emergency response.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
All right, and we're back. So there seems to be some sort of technical issues. We went live on YouTube, and I had to go in and manually go live again on Facebook and Twitter. So when this comes out, you're going to see just when I come in here, and yeah, whichever. But here we are. We're here, and we are about to start this. And I'm not even going to go through the intro piece because I already showed it there. For the sponsors and stuff, this is sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. We'll just go ahead and go into it this way because of these little technical issues. It looks like even the what I had put on here before didn't go through. So let me send this again. Technical issues. Enter. There we go. Now it went in that time. Welcome, all of you. And we're about to get started here with the Dispatchers Roundtable, round number 10. But I'm going to go ahead and bring on my guests, and then I'm going to do the music, because then we can dance together. And maybe as you're watching, you can dance with us. So I can see my guests down just right below me. I can see them, and they're getting that stank face going. Yeah. Good stuff. Gary says, everything looks good to me, dude. That is excellent. That is excellent, because the first minute or so, it wasn't even out there. It was only on YouTube. It wasn't anywhere else. Like I said, I had to go in and turn on Facebook and Twitter. It said that I don't know, something wasn't going right. But yeah, we're good now. We're about to get started. So my first guest is Rosa Ramos, and she's the center manager at Alameda County Regional ECC out of California. What up?
Hey guys, what's up? Woo woo!
Yeah. That's right. And next up is good friend Sara Weston of 911 Wonder Women. What's going on?
Woo woo! Hey.
All right. Excellent. So now that I have you both on here and everything is working.
Yes.
Now that it's working, we're going to go ahead and hit the music. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Dispatchers Roundtable. Oh, yeah. Welcome everyone once again to the Dispatchers Roundtable. This is round number 10. We are sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. a big thanks goes out to all the patrons for everything. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for all of you, and of course, all of you who tune in every 2 Wednesdays out of the month for the Dispatchers Roundtable, and then every Thursday for Open Mic Live. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it more than you know. And for my guests, how are you doing? How's everything going?
We are doing good. We're alive and well and healthy, and we're here with you, so we can't complain.
Can't complain. All's well. My kids are in bed, I think. So, yes.
Yeah.
Well.
That's good. Yes. No, that is excellent. Let's see. Courtney here was saying, I was trying to wait patiently, but I was getting concerned. Glad you are finally here. We're glad too, because I had started this, and usually people start, popping in right away, and I'm watching it. I'm like, what the hell is going on? YouTube is the only one. Like, you can't see what I see right now, but in the upper right-hand corner, it shows the 3 social media platforms that I stream to. And only YouTube had a green check mark, so I had to go in and look and redo it again. So there we go. It's all good, and we're going to have some fun tonight. What we're going to be doing for this roundtable is we're going to be giving a little sneak peek into a couple of the sessions out of the, I think, 34 total sessions that they're going to be at the Dare to Be Great 2 conference here in just about a week and a half. Are you nervous? Are you guys nervous?
What?
Are you ladies nervous?
I am.
A week and a half from today?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Now I'm nervous.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I'm right there with you. It came up pretty fast. I mean, from the time that it was announced, and we're like, yeah, we are doing this, because I threw a teaser out there in the beginning with a number 2, and just left it at that. And I think it was Roxy who had posted somewhere saying, is this what I think it is? And we announced it. Everything was going out there, and it has gone by pretty fast.
Yes.
I would agree.
Yes.
I felt like the first time you dropped the hint was maybe 2 months ago. More?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I just feel like, boom, we're here already. I can't believe we're getting into October, which is just crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, what is a month anymore?
Oh God, what is a month in COVID? Is the real question, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Mom. My mom's on. I say hi.
Real?
Yeah, Roberta.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Roberta. Hi, Mommy.
This is good. Roxy says, you are such a vague booker.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to put in a lot of teasers and stuff to keep people guessing, because it makes it more fun. So as we're talking about this, I want to make sure that all those who are here, if you have not registered yet, I want to put this in the comments. You know what's something that kind of freaked me out a little? Like, I laughed at first when I saw it, and then I thought, oh man, that would suck if that really happened. But there was this meme that I saw where this guy is, and I think he's got a dispatch headset, but to the right to the side of him is like a countdown from 12/31/2020 and going into the new year. And when it's the new year, it says like 1/1 of 2020, like 2020 starts again or something.
Oh no!
It's a recount.
Yes. I thought, oh hell no! I hope that does not happen. That would not be good. That would be.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
That would be some scary shit. Now, also, I'm sorry, Sarah's mom. Also,
oh God, she curses like a sailor. She's the daughter of a sailor. So.
oh, well, all right. Well, then, okay, that's fine. I also want to put in the URL for all of the information that for the conference. So it's withinthetrenches.net/conference. If you go there, you'll not only get the registration, but you will see everything, all of the sponsors, the vendor hall sessions that are going to be going on, all of the amazing speakers, the keynote speakers, everything that is going on with the conference, you will find there. So make sure to check that out. I'm putting that in the comments right now. Once again, it's withinthetrenches.net/conference. And you'll be able to do all of that. Before we get into the sessions here, one last thing that I want to mention is the fact that I have added frames to Facebook. So there is a light frame and there's a dark frame. This is for your profile picture on Facebook. So you can put it on right now and go to the podcast page on Facebook and add, because there's a post that's pinned at the very top. Go to that, show your picture as proof in the comments that you have the frame on there, and you are entered in to a giveaway for an official Dare to Be Great t-shirt. And that's how I'm doing all of those. I put it out there and a lot of people were down for it, so let's do it. So that's how you do it. A bunch of people have already done it and I'm excited. So this is going to be good. And now that we've got all of that other stuff out of the way, let's get started with these sessions. So I want to start with you, Sarah, because you and Halcyon are actually going to kick off for the conferences, for the conference speakers, rather. You're going to be kicking off everything. No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yes.
No pressure. I saw Halcyon's comment a little bit ago, and all I have to say is shh.
Oh, I don't know exactly what.
We're just gonna let that go up. We're just gonna let this scroll up.
I had
But
to
yes.
go back.
Yes. So Halcyon and I are combining our awesome forces together into one of our many celeb names, Hal Sarah, Sarah Yon, Frank Weston, which is Ricardo's favorite.
That's my favorite, Frank Weston. I mean, it just rolls off the tongue, man.
I like that one.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, Frank Weston. Yeah, dude, like, that works.
And then Halcyon and I walk out, and they're like,
Right, like,
What?
huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. So we are going to do a session called Finding Your Voice as a 911 Wonder Woman. And basically, we're going to be talking about something that we have been seeing over the past year and a half in the 911 Wonder Woman Facebook group, which is women realizing that they have a voice and they can use it, and it's hard and it's not always fun, but that is how you grow, and that is how you can communicate your ideas, and that is how you can get better at your job. This is how you can be a better communicator. So we're just going to talk about that, just like what it means to find your voice for yourself, because that's what you have to do. And a lot of times in the group, people will kind of learn by example. Like someone will tell a story about a time that they had just had it and they finally spoke up and they did the hard thing and they had the hard conversation, and this is what happened, like changed their lives. Or I'm sitting in a meeting and, I'm the only woman there. I'm the only minority there. And, I've never really spoken up and talked about my ideas. Well, I did this one time and everyone thought I had a great idea and it was great. Or on the other hand, it's not always a success story, obviously. Like I spoke up and people kind of were like, why are you talking? And then you get mad and then you make changes and it kind of fires you up and it changes you and it helps you. So I think, for me personally, which is, the only perspective that I can really speak from are my experiences, but I didn't even realize that I had this voice like within me for years. Like, it wasn't that, I felt like I had something to say and I wasn't saying it. I just didn't feel like I had anything valuable to say. And, that's true of a lot of people. It's not just women. And if you don't even realize that, it's very difficult to kind of come out of that fog. So when you see other women doing it and talking about it, just like real life, we're not going to like stand there and have a session and have PowerPoints of like, first you do this and then you do this and this is how you do it. It's more of like sharing experiences and things that we've observed and seen. So, I want to ask you all out there, men and women, like, what do you struggle with? If you have anything that you'd like us to cover or talk about, or do you have a story of when, like, all of a sudden you were like, wait a second, I have something to say and I'm going to say it, or I have something to say and I feel like I can't say it. Let us know in the comments. Like, I would love to hear some of your thoughts about that and your experiences with that. Or even if you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, like, that's valuable too, because, several years ago, I would have been like, voice, I can talk, things like that. So, hey, Jay, it's been a while. Ohio. I'm from Ohio. But yeah, so I'm getting distracted. But anyway, yeah, the session is going to be like just some real talk about, we come from the perspective of women because we're women, and that's, been the experience of that we've had. But I would love to, hear if you have any thoughts about that or stories to share. I think we learn most from each other's stories because, we're all in this together.
Right. Yeah. I think, as you talk about, not just women, but also men, I think for myself, after a while, I just didn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
and, it's like, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say and go rogue, basically. And if people dig it, all right. If not, well, this is what it's going to be.
I have to tell you, like, that's part of it, though. That's like the feeling, and it's different from everyone. It's different for everyone. So I remember when I became a mother. So if anyone out there, and fathers probably have a little bit of this too, I assume, but like, you have all of these expectations, like, you're not feeding your kid organic, you're not using cloth diapers, you're destroying the earth, you're not, like, you let him do that, like, all of these things. And it's like that, like, at work and at life too, like the expectations of women, the expectations of men, like the roles. And I remember my best friend Wendy sent me a meme, and it just like changed everything. It was this beautiful woman, like, like wishing on a dandelion, like blowing the dandelion seeds. And it was like, and with that, she let go of her final fuck. It was just like, and then she embraced motherhood. It was just like, it's, it's not that you don't care. It's not like you didn't care anymore. It was just
Right.
that you weren't you were going to be yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Can I just make a quick comment?
Yes, of course.
I just have to say that I am just so very proud of you, because just your light just comes out when you're passionate about something. And you started out a little bit, like, here's what we're talking about. But when you are passionate about something, you don't need to prepare. It comes out of you. It's natural. And I think all of us in the 911 Wonder Woman group have seen that out of you. And so those expectations, you found your voice and you're doing what you need to do with that voice. And I think you really need to give yourself credit for that. I think we've all seen that growth in you. So high five, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I have to put this up here because you were asking for some examples here, and Roxy says my overpassionate voice gets taken wrong by my male co-leaders in law enforcement and fire. I love 911 and I care about it, and that gets translated as mouthy sometimes.
Yes. So the thing about that is you can't control how they're, perceiving what you're saying. Like, you're speaking your truth in a passionate way, and they're like, oh, she's mouthy. That's their problem. That is their problem. And you can't fix that, but you're not going to mute yourself because they're interpreting you that way, or their implicit bias is like, oh, Roxanne, she's, mouthy woman who like needs to be in her place, or whatever the case may be. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're not everyone's cup of tea, and you have to work with these people. And, it comes down to you. And I know you, Roxy, would never back down and like mute your passion for 911 because they're interpreting you as mouthy. And you have to take control over your reaction to what they're saying to you. So like, you're not gonna, yes, there's always room for communication improvement. But that's what I'm talking about. So Rox just said, I can present it better. You don't have to quit. You don't have to stop being passionate. You can take that feedback of she's being mouthy and say, okay, what is it that I can improve upon? Instead of saying, I'm just not going to say anything anymore if they're going to, call me names. So that is something like initially it hurts your feelings and you're like, crap, they're not going to listen to me. But if you can say, okay, rewind, like, let's think about their perspective and how they're interpreting my message and what I can do, because we're all coming at this from our lens of life, all of us. And the thing about communication is you have to drop your lens, and you have to think about the person that you're communicating with, like whether you think they're right or wrong. If you can try to see through their lens, like how are they seeing me, then you can, change your approach, but not change you. And yes, do not flip chairs because it's rude. Let's not be rude.
I'm going to piggyback on that because, and I'm sorry, like I see the comments there, but I'm looking over here. What I really appreciate from Roxy is her comment of, but I can be better. I can present it better. And, I'm presenting on the 7th. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, and I'll be talking about how to speak the language of your decision makers. And I think that having that, self-awareness that, what, damn it, I am super passionate. I'm here to champion the cause of my people, or whatever it is. I think we do as professionals, because we're the professional communicators, right? In our shops, is we do need to take that step back and think about how we do present things. Mm-hmm. Because I will tell you, if I have someone who is being nasty, negative, and being rude, I'm not really going to give that. I'm not going to give attention to that energy, even though you might be telling me something that's legit. But if you don't know how to present yourself in a way where it's like, what, I'm bringing something to your attention that needs attention, then you're not going to be heard. Because there's a difference, right? There's a difference between someone's listening and there is the other piece, which is being heard. And I think that's where we struggle. I see it in our comments of, where I had this rough day and I stepped up and I said this, and, this is the reaction that I got. And yes, we don't own how people respond to our comments, but I think we are responsible for how we deliver our messages. And that's the difference. And I think that's where we as subject matter experts really need to take the time to refine that. And it doesn't matter what level you are, how big your agency is refine yourself so that you can be heard. I'm not just listening to you. I'm not listening, but to where someone's going to hear you and hear the message.
God, it's so good.
Excellent.
I love how you said refining yourself so that people can hear your message. It doesn't matter who you are. Like we can all do that, and it takes work. You have to think about every situation and what you're walking into and prepare. You have to prepare, and that's part of it. Making yourself better so that you can, walk into those situations.
Right. Yeah. No. If you know your shit, you can do it.
And walk into that situation with command and know that I'm the subject matter expert. I don't care how you view me, but this is who I am. I'm the SME. I know my shit. And you are going to hear my message because I'm going to be prepared. And I know my shit. And I'm going to shine. Just like Sara, you have this opportunity to speak about the things you're passionate about. I believe that all of us can do that if we take the time to refine ourselves. And some will say, well, you don't really need to refine yourself. Take me as I am. There's some truth to that. But again, if you want to be heard, you do have to take the time to refine yourself and really study your opponent. Okay? You need to study your opponent. If you know that your opponent likes this or this is their style, you better checkmate that board to get yourself to that point. Checkmate. That's my new hashtag today, y'all. Hashtag checkmate.
Checkmate.
But serious, it's, you got to use that mental skills sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that. And, I applaud those that say, it's shit, I need to work on it. I really do. And a lot of it is trial and error.
Yes.
I think who was it saying failing forward? It's like, oh man, I didn't present it that way. But you learn from it. If you're interested in it, it's what you want to do. You learn from it. And you keep being, I don't want to say pushy about it, but you need to push your agenda. And if you're not heard the first time, you got to keep going. You have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
And to piggyback on the learning, in order to learn from those mistakes, you have to realize that you've made them. So I've been stuck in that before. Like, well, this person said this to me and, they're just a jerk. But you have to self-examine and say, okay, well, what could I have done better? And that's where you learn. Right.
Yeah. It makes me think of when I was a supervisor in dispatch. There were a few times where that would happen in supervisor meetings. We would go in and I would come out of there thinking, damn, I need to try that one again next month. Because I just ate a plate of shit while I was up there trying to get something passed, trying to get something figured out. And I lost that battle. Failed completely. Ate a huge plate. And now I have to go back and do it again. And yeah, like you were saying, prepare, figure out, everyone, how they do certain things. It's just like, when you're running your team and such, and you have to learn how everyone works so that you can, work together, that way. But man, I just listening to the both of you, you made me flash back to some of those times where I left those meetings thinking, damn it, I got to go back and do it again.
Well, and I'd be curious to hear you learn and I'm hoping those that are in the comments can kind of throw some examples out there. For me, for my presentation, is what are some of the things that you aren't you aren't getting the attention that you deserve. What are some of those topics that are hot topics? I know staffing's one of them. But what are some of the smaller ones, some of the bigger ones, the outside of the box challenges where, our people feel like they aren't being appreciated or valued, or that their message isn't being heard? I know what mine are. I know what, and again, like Sara said, you speak from your experiences. And for me, that's all I can speak to, and the ones that I've seen or witnessed around me. But unfortunately, I think finding our voice and then figuring out what to do with that voice, those aren't things that we're taught in 911. We are taught how to speak to the public, right? And speak to, speak on a radio. But when it comes to really making some change, we're not taught that. And so I think Dare to Be Great too is really going to give people that opportunity to learn about these things and keeping it real. Sara and Halcyon giving their perspective, and some of us other presenters kind of piggybacking off of that and really connecting the dots. I think it'll be huge for everybody, and I'm super excited. It's one of the topics I'm really passionate about because I had to learn about it the hard way. Right? Line level dispatcher, what is it? You guys know I'm terrible at these sayings in English where it's like I'm the bull in the china closet or the cabinet. I don't know, the closet, whatever.
The bull in the closet, yeah.
Thank you. But it's, and you can't be like that all the time. And I was like, no, this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to present it. And it just doesn't work that way. And we are the professional communicators, and therefore we need to do that like 360, not just on the phone, not just on the radio, with our peers, with our teams, and up the top.
Now, there is something that came in here that I want to read. It says, currently we are fighting to hire more full-time dispatchers, but because our call volume isn't consistent, we are getting pushback. But when it hits the fan and you're the only person doing everything, it can go south. She also says that we have offered to go to the town council meetings, but nothing yet. That kind of reminds me too of when I was in dispatch, and we were very, very short staffed, and nobody could get any time off. We were getting forced over tons. We were also trying to renegotiate contract. We were a union shop, and we were trying to get a raise as well. And I think we basically ended up telling the county that, just think about what it would be like if you called 911 and there wasn't enough people there to take your call. How would you feel? And I think when we finally turned it around like that, they ended up changing. We ended up getting approved for certain things, and we had we did get an increase. We got a 3% raise, but it was over 3 years, so a percent a year. So
Yeah.
it was still something, but it took us finally, I guess, as we're talking about finding your voice and everything, but in a different way, saying this could happen, and putting it in that perspective for them to finally figure that out. Let's see. She says here, I'm currently on my 4th 12-hour shift because we have 4 full-time dispatchers and one is on vacation. I'm the only one to answer calls, dispatcher on radio every shift. Man, there's a lot. And Troy says, unfortunately, bad things need to happen for changes to be made. It does happen sometimes. Healthyon says you have to be your own advocate, so keep pushing. They don't know what you do, so you have to help them understand. And that can look different in every situation.
And I think sometimes that requires, some, now I'm wearing my manager hat, right? Some data, some, putting stuff in writing, always huge. And so, I would be more than willing to talk to someone offline about just some of my suggestions, but just really providing data. you know, taking that opportunity to do that research, because, you know, for me, if someone comes to me with a well thought out plan, like literally, hey, I have these ideas, I put 4 or 5 bullet points together, I'm gonna be like, man, you took the time to do that, like, you know, that is amazing. And, you know, I'm gonna give you, you know, that attention because you did that, versus, you know, you're sitting next to the coffee maker just complaining about it. Right? So differences there. But yeah, Elizabeth, just contact me and maybe we can talk a little bit more. I'd obviously like to get some background on that, but I think all of us struggle with that, is, you know, connecting the dots. And then even for me, when someone does come to me with something like that and I'm listening and I've heard them, it's my job to do something with it. And unfortunately, in government work, I think we all know things happen at a glacier pace. So don't give up. And if that one idea wasn't heard, maybe it'll be the next one. But now you've got their attention. And now when you come again with that message, you're going to be heard.
You know, what are for the both of you, what are in you know, in the work that the both of you do, what are some of the ways that you were able to see, how do I want to say this, to I guess to show that let's say you met in business, or there was a way that you could make a change, not just through your voice, but maybe through some actions. So I guess let me explain it this way. For myself, I wanted to make some sort of change, but no one was ever listening. So I would have to show them. So one of the things I ended up doing in dispatch was I ended up creating a Google document. I created an email address through Google for the dispatch center, and I had every person, every console sign into it. So if we had any wires down, trees down, anything like that, everyone had access to it. And it was all live, it was all real time, that everyone's typing into it, so that at any moment, if somebody was asked a question from those out on the road, or the road commission or something, we would have that information on hand as fast as possible. And so that's one of those things going rogue, that I just had to do it in order to get them to realize that this was something that needed to be done, that it could work. And I think they ended up pulling me in for a meeting once as well, to actually put it all out and show them. But it was that one thing, you know, that one situation. So I guess that's what it is. What are some of the situations that you've been in where you've done something to get those that are in a higher spot to actually listen to you and, you know, buy into what it is that you were trying to do to make a change? And those in the comments as well, if you want to throw a scenario out there, or an incident or something that you've done as well, because this definitely does help. This is how you can get people to, you know, really listen to you without sometimes even having to say anything. You're just, in your actions, you can do it, and then they're, oh, okay, tell me more. So either one of you, are there anything that you've ever, you know, dealt with, that you've had to do something like that, finding your voice even without using your voice, but through actions?
Yeah. I mean, you call it going rogue. I call it taking initiative. I mean, people, how do I say this gently? People care about themselves, you know, not selfish, but like, people are usually just thinking about what they need to do, right? So no one cares about your idea or what you want more than you, or as much as you. So sometimes in order to get someone's attention, you have to do it. You have to take the initiative. You have to do the job you want. I wanted to be a project manager, and I couldn't give myself a promotion. Like, I couldn't. So I talked to some colleagues that I trusted, who I knew were like my champions, who I knew, you know, believed in me and cared about me, and went to them and, you know, said, like, this is what I want to do. And they were like, do it. Like, do the work. Do the work. Make the spreadsheet. Do the and I had to do that for a year, at least before, I could say to like my boss or my manager, like, I've been managing this project for a year and it's going really well. Well, what do you mean? Well, look, shoot. And it's nothing happens quickly. Like with your example, Ricardo, I'm sure that didn't happen like in a week. You made the tool, you used the tool for a while so that you could walk in and show that it worked. So that's been Rosa always says, like, you have to be your own advocate because no one cares as much as you. So you have to make them care.
Right.
I agree 100%. You have to make them care. And, for me, it's not just championing my cause, it's championing 40 other people's cause. Mm-hmm. Right? So but that's my responsibility as a manager. I've signed up to be their advocate. But Halcyon says, again, I'm glad you spelt it out, girl, because I'm not good with those English sayings. You got to ask forgiveness, set a permission sometimes. And, I'm not above that. And sometimes that's what you have to do so that they see, oh, man, you were right. And so you have to push yourself, too, to be able to push those boundaries because, I think we have a lot of self-imposed boundaries, right? That we're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. But it's like, why not?
Yes, Rosa. Yes.
Why not?
Right.
Why not?
So I say, why not all the time?
Why not?
Why not?
That's
true.
Hashtag in there. But
yeah. Why not? Why the hell not?
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. You're never gonna know unless you go ahead and do it. And that's one of the things that I did with a lot of it. We had silent observer calls that would come in. And we would be so busy at times, it seemed, whenever these would come in, that we would have to keep putting them on hold, coming back, putting them on hold, coming back, and over and over and over. And sometimes they would just hang up. And then, it would be like, shit, well, now we've only got this little bit of information. They would call in on a 10-digit line, a non-emergency line, and we didn't have like a caller ID or anything. This phone system was an older phone system, so it didn't have it on there, so we couldn't call back. So I ended up going to Adobe Acrobat and just created a form and added all of the email addresses for the different agencies. And then we could just type everything in as they're talking to us and then send it off to whoever needed to do it. And if I remember correctly, that was one, too, that I never said to the bosses that it was there. Just told everyone else. And then, they ended up finding out about it. I eventually told them. But I said, it's because we had to run almost everything through the IT department. I'm all about rules or whatever, but when we have shit that we have to do in dispatch, and if it's going to make it faster for us to do it and it's not hurting anybody, like you said, why not?
Yep.
So that was another thing where I had to just do it and then put it out there and everyone start using it and show how successful it was. And it helped the officers as well, because they could easily put that, just on their hard drive or in a folder instead of having to print out the information because we're, sending it to them or faxing it to them or whatever. Holy shit, faxing. How old am I?
What is this, 1995?
I know. Jeez. That just made me twitch a little bit. Oh, man. Let's see. Let's go back in the comments here. There's a bunch of them that have come through. Let's see. Dispatch is such a different beast in my experience that sometimes, yes, we do have to go ahead and do the thing and then explain later why, how, even to staff, so we can understand why it works, or so that they can understand why it works for us. And then let's see. I guess the hard part for me is that when I went from a consolidated center with 6 to 8 dispatchers for 7 agencies to a single PSAP in my county for 3 agencies. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different things on here. We're just going back and forth on some of these comments. So Halcyon says, if you don't have a training department, I would venture to guess any scenarios, activities would be very beneficial for your center. Oh, looks like she's responding to another person. And even though not everyone may be on board, those in training will. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
For those who are in the audience right now, what are some of the things as well that you're looking to get out of the conference, these sessions, but the rest of the conference, there's so much that's going to be offered here. Just plenty. I mean, I just put out a slick for one of the sponsors, Next Gen Lab, where they're going to be talking about this call handling system where they're humanizing the next generation 911 call handling. And it's you'll have to check it out. But there's a lot that's coming out of it. So again, for those who are watching, what are some of the things that you want to get out of this and take back? When you, whether you can watch it live or not, it's going to be on demand until I take it down. And the first Dare to Be Great, all that stuff is still there. People were registering for that today for the first one. So those are there. You've got the second one that's coming here in a week and a half. And for the both of you, Rosa and Sarah, what are some of the things that you guys or you ladies are looking to get out of this as well? I mean, all of this conversation, I mean, there's so much.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sarah.
One of the things that I've been really kind of diving into, especially in our Wonder Woman community, is like mental health and resiliency, because there are a lot of really great speakers who touch on mental health and resiliency for dispatchers kind of in different ways. And I remember from the first Dare to Be Great, there were just some really awesome messages where that's concerned from people who have been in the seat. And I think right now there's more of a focus on wellness and mental health. And it's beyond the get some sleep, make sure you're eating well, drink lots of water, okay, thanks. But more of like,
right,
if you're in a situation and you're panicking, these are tools, like practice these tools and bring them out. Or, I love a lot of people are talking about therapy and finding a therapist and getting rid of that stigma of like, if you go to therapy, like you're crazy or you're weak. It's just it's not right. Therapy is very, very helpful for a ton of people. So I really like seeing that aspect in the conference and seeing these amazing speakers really encourage dispatchers that you need help. Like if you're a dispatcher, you need a way to, in a healthy way, reduce that stress and process those emotions. And if you're not sure how to do it, there are resources out there. So those are some of my favorite sessions personally.
I will say I'm looking at more than just the sessions. I'm looking at the community. We are now a Dare to Be Great community. 911 Wonder Woman, but this is Dare to Be Great too. And right now it's become a community. And so I'm really looking forward to that and looking forward to all of the presentations. And I think that this time around, we're all going to be stronger. We're more confident. We've grown so much in these last few months. We're going to be prepared. And I am just so excited for all of our attendees because it's going to be beneficial, and it's going to be for me, and I'm sure with Sarah and many of us, it's mutually beneficial. Dare to Be Great, the first one for me, man, I grew from that one 30-minute presentation, and it's made me a better person. I feel like I've been much more open. I've made amazing contacts. It's amazing when your work friends become lifelong friends. And so I think it's a win-win for everybody. I really do think so.
Awesome.
I love that. Like, can we all just for a moment think about where we were? I mean, not literally, but for the first Dare to Be Great, it was in April, right? And we were all like, what is this COVID thing? Like, we have to have a virtual conference because we're like, like, when is this going to be over? I think we've all kind of gone through like the stages of grief about like how our lives used to be. Because in April, I remember I was like freaking out about toilet paper. And
Right. Yeah.
now here we are, and all of the growth that's happened in the midst of this chaos, either things that we have learned and picked up in the first conference, which I'm with you, Rosa, like I've grown a ton from that.
Yeah.
But like if you think back to your April self, it's almost like we've like lived 5 years of like becoming more resilient and dealing with things that are out of our control. Not that we ever really were in control to begin with, but it's like I love doing that, just like going back in time and like when this first started, where we all were and where we are now and where we're going to be after this conference. It's cool.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think
5 years.
we're going through it together. April and then through here and now in October, another round, and let's see where this takes us all.
Yeah, you mentioned how it feels like we've lived so much more years just in these few months, and as you're saying that, I'm looking at myself in the screen. I'm like, damn, look at all this.
I was gonna say, girl, did you look at my like under eyes? I mean, man. I mean, the anti-wrinkle serums.
Oh man, yeah.
I chopped all of my hair off. I was like, nope, done.
It has been crazy, but here we are, and I mean, look at the people who are here joining us. I mean, you can't complain about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We found a way. We've found a way.
I like what Leah says here. I love it when people in the chats have the realization that they are experiencing something similar to someone else, and they start helping one another and cheering them on. It's so great to have those connections. That right there, that alone. So let me share this in the comments really quick, because I went and found it really because I saw Pam Apoka. She had said the first one is available still. Yes. So what I just put in the comments there, that's a link to the first Dare to Be Great. You can still register for that and see all of the sessions on Crowdcast. They're on YouTube as well, but yeah, you get the sessions there. However, with the with Crowdcast, you get to see the questions, the answers, of course, the polls, all the comments and everything in there. That right there, that's the way to experience Dare to Be Great. And it was amazing how it would bring just like Rosa and Sarah, it would brought them into the green room, and it was like us right here in this screen. What you see was us talking before we ended up going live, and all of you are in the chats, and we can see everyone talking like, oh hey, talking about something else, and then even during the conversation, people were talking with each other, but they're also listening at the same time, because it's all in real time interaction. It was amazing to see everyone talking with each other and learning from each other and connecting, networking. And a lot of people saying, man, I thought it was just me. I'm not alone. I'm not the only one. So that was one of the biggest things, was that people were experiencing that. And that was just, yeah, for all of that. That was so good.
And as a presenter, I think Sarah probably felt the same way, but it's like, man, how are you going to speak to people or connect to people without that in-person contact, but that piece of just being able to see the messaging and everybody communicating to one another. I think that was super beneficial for me as a presenter, and to see that people were engaged, because when you're in a classroom, you know, a lot of people don't want to talk. They don't want to say what they're thinking out loud. And people, you know, we're all glued to the phone now, right? We're texting, we're texters. And I think it opened up the channels of communication. I'm going to type my opinion versus speak out loud and everyone's watching me. Right. So it was really a win-win.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Got a question here. How do you register post-fact? It took me right to Crowdcast. Do you have to sign up for that? So when you go to, let me see if I can share my screen here really quick. Should be able to. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the first one. It says right there, April 13th. Wow, seems like so long ago. So there was a conference housekeeping. So then 3 conference sessions. Now, with this one, there's like 4 different registrations, and it was only because of how this first one went. There were separate ones, so you have to click here on pre-conference registration, and then you go down, and then there's register for day 1, day 2, and then day 3. So if you just click on those, it should take you in. All you have to do is put in your email address, and that'll be it. It'll send you an email, and then you'll get an access code to it, and then you're good to go on that. So that's how that first one is. And Kelsey says, I'm back. Can you start over? Welcome back, Kelsey.
Did you see Crystal Pogan? Sorry, I'm not going to say your last name, girl. Crystal, your message, I didn't even think about that. She says, the thing I loved about the first one and hope to be able to enjoy about the second one is being able to share this with my family so they have more of an understanding and learning that it's not just me being crazy. That's who would have known?
Yeah, so anyone who is watching right now, and you know, when you watch on demand or whatever later on, you don't have to be part of public safety to register. Registration is free, and you can have your family or whoever come on and learn more about what you do. And you know, some of the things that go on. Those who are looking at getting into dispatch, getting into this as a career, please register, because you can learn tons from this. Elizabeth, so now it's taking me right to Crowdcast. If it takes you right in, then if you're able to watch it from there, you should. I guess that's it, because it's still up. It's up until I take it down, and I'm not planning on taking it down anytime soon. But yes, definitely, I have that in here. If you go to withinthetrenches.net/conference, there's a huge section right underneath the main image, and it says conference housekeeping. And on there, it also says, you know, do you have to be a dispatcher to register or to attend? And it says, no, you do not have to. Many people have asked because they're looking at becoming a dispatcher or in general to understand the profession more. So definitely let your friends and family know, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it's going to be excellent. The first one is available a week and a half. We got the second one coming up, and
we're going to kill it. We're going to kill it. We're going to kill it. Everybody's going to love it. Everybody's going to learn so much and walk away mind blown.
I need to record you saying that and like play it back to me.
We're going to kill it. We're going to kill it.
Nervous. I'm so nervous.
It is going to be superb. And I'm sure that there are going to be a lot more bloopers. I have a bunch of bloopers from the first one that I'm hoping to post next week. So look out for those as well. Our good friend Leah, who helped me out with the first one on the back end, doing moderating and kicking, banning trolls if there was anyone in there, but there never had one troll or anything, so that was good. But we do have the ability to, you know, kick your ass out. And what did I say last time when I mentioned trolls? I think I said something like, if you're gonna be a troll and cause issues, just like Lorena Bobbitt, will cut you off and throw you out or something. know.
Yeah,
Be careful.
I saw a few.
It is going to be good. So the bloopers, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some more of those, and I'm going to be a little more prepared on recording those on my end too, because with Leah on the back end, she was able to view and hear everything in the green room as she's and we would send messages back and forth, and I'd say, so is everything sound good? Is everything good? And she's like, yeah, everything is good. But there would be times, for whatever reason, I would start just like jamming out on my own. And what was one of them? It was No Scrubs. I think I was singing No Scrubs.
Yes.
No, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is the kind of
Okay, TLC.
well, even in the blooper, I think Leah had the recording and she sent me the recording, and I straight up did TLC. I was like, I was all
That was
dancing.
pretty good.
I was getting yeah, you like that? I was
Yeah,
getting
that was
ready.
good. That was good. That was
I
good.
think I also did my New Kids on the Block. I was like this.
Yes.
I was just busting it out, man. So there are bloopers out there that I'm going to be sharing, and I am looking forward to sharing some more. Paige says Ricardo left eye.
Oh gosh.
That's right, man. That is excellent. So we're going to go into the wrap up of this episode, and thank you all so much for joining us in the comments. There's a lot of good stuff that was here. Please share this broadcast, because there was so much that came out of this roundtable. I hope you learned a lot, you had fun, and that you're stoked for Dare to Be Great too. Now, what I want to do as we go into the end of this is I want to play a couple of videos, and they're promos. And they're good promos. They're good. Rosa.
Uh-oh.
So
Standing by.
yeah, I got them both here. So I'm going to go ahead and play them. And then we'll go into the wrap up. Here we go. Here we go with the first one.
It's me, Rosa Ramos, coming to you live and direct from California. No hoops on, but I'm still here, engaged, ready to go. Just wanted to check in with you guys and just remind you that Dare to Be Great 2.0 is coming up really soon here. Make sure you go to www.withinthetrenches.net to register. We're scheduled for October 6th through the 9th, but I want you guys to really take some time to check in with me on October 7th. Walk with me on this journey. Walk with me on the road to learning about how to speak to your decision makers. You want to learn their language. You want to learn some tools on how to get their buy-in and really be viewed as someone who is prepared and someone who knows how to bring their message across in a positive, constructive way. So join me, log on. I'm going to need some interaction. Until then, I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Until the next time, until October 7th and the 6th through the 9th. See you guys.
Yeah.
So good.
Well done, dude.
That was so good.
Excellent.
I will say I challenge Joe Serio to do the same video, but just a clip where I say no hoops on and give the side eye. I challenge you, Joe Serio. I challenge you.
Oh man, I hope he does it, because if you don't know, those who are watching, Rosa, okay, this is your.
I wish you have the picture ready. You should have the picture ready.
I gotta find it. I don't know where it would be.
I have it somewhere. in my phone. I literally sent it to him the other day because I was going through my camera roll. I'm like, this made my day.
Can you put pictures in the chat?
I don't know. Can I?
I don't think we can. Somebody else would have to.
Who out there, Halcyon?
Be able to see it.
Yeah. So funny.
Dang it. Might be working.
But go ahead and tell the story though. How does that
I'll email it to you or send it to you. Maybe you can pop it up somewhere. So I got my hashtag be an encourager shirt, my red shirt, and Halcyon has everybody taking pictures. I'm like, I'm gonna put my hoops on and my leopard print headband on, and I'm gonna send her a cute pose. So I sent her the pose, and I obviously posted it on my Facebook, tagged her, and Joe Serio gets on there and says something like, I can't wait till I get the same outfit. I don't know. We had a little bit of banter. There it is. There it is.
That is amazing.
Yes. And then I thought he was, pulling my chain. And then he blasts me on Facebook. And it just, man, like it has given me some life. So.
Well done, bro. He's not even watching this right now. He's like, dude, you got to watch it. Oh, that was that was so good.
Yeah, so good.
I love that you just showed that too.
Yes.
I was pretty quick there. Not usually that fast.
That is good. So the next video.
Oh God.
Why? Oh God. All right,
do you know when you think that like you're really funny?
You have that moment. You say you say that one joke, and you're just
you think it's hilarious,
waiting for someone to laugh. You're like, oh, ate a plate of. So,
anyway, that's my setup. You know when you think you're really funny?
Let's go. Roll it out.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm Sara Weston with 911 Wonder Women.
And I'm Halcyon Frank with the Dispatch Lab. And this week, we're hosting SNL.
No, we're not. Actually, we're here to tell you
about our Dare to Be Great Part 2 session.
Woo! We will be kicking off the conference on October 6th at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Our session is called Finding Your Voice as a 911 Wonder Woman.
Where we'll be discussing tools and resources that you can use to navigate your 911 career and help encourage and empower other 911 Wonder Women.
Registration is open now.
So run, don't walk, and get registered.
And we will see you there. Can I tell you a story about that really quick?
Yeah.
After we did it and we watched it back, Halcyon, she was like, I really thought like I brought the energy and I was like high energy for that video. She's like, and then I saw you talking and I was like, Murr.
That's funny. And where is she? She posted something. Where did she? I don't. Oh, there it is. Oh, nope. That one.
My girls always bring. My girls always bring it. It was
making my eyes cry, man.
I know, crying.
That was good. Well, again, thank you all very much for joining us tonight. This was an excellent round. Again, round 10 of the Dispatchers Roundtable. Make sure to tune in next week, Wednesday, for round 11. How did you guys like this? Round 11. We'll go like that for 11. Round 11 next week. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. Hopefully without the technical difficulties in the beginning. But I'm going to have Ryan, and he's out of Kentucky. And then Roxy is going to be on next week.
What? My girl!
And Camaro is going to be on. And we're going to be talking about public education for 911, and there is a lot that's going to be coming out of that, especially because of COVID. A lot of different things that usually going to schools, libraries, whichever, to do things, but now things are a little different. So it's going to be another excellent round. So make sure to tune in, and then after next week, the following week after that is going to be Dare to Be Great too. Oh, snaps. Woo! So it is going to be superb. Thank you both for joining me as well. And if you have any comments, questions, or you want to be a guest on the roundtable, or if you ever have any topics or anything that you want to be, shared on here, talked about, all of that good stuff, please make sure to send us an email to wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, wttpodcast@gmail.com. This roundtable has been sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. This show will always be free, but if you're looking for any bonus content, episodes that come out a week early, ad-free, as well as swag, and so many other things, you can hit us up on patreon.com/WTT podcast. Thank you again to all the patrons for everything. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for all of you, and also especially those who watch, listen, and support. So thank you all so much. For Within the Trenches podcast, you can hear that 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.
Ciao, adios.